I turned up at the first round, not knowing what to expect. Never raced against any of these guys down in the British Championship. And we came away with a clean sweep, put it on pole, fastest lap, won both races. And from then on in, the guy says, "Oh, why don't you enter the Sunoco Challenge?" I didn't know anything about it, and I entered it, and from then on, every week I was looking at that website, looking at the leaderboard, see my name at the top, and it just made me want to, if it was a dream come true to win it, to be honest.
First sector car, about a couple of tenths off in the first split.
Okay.
Yeah, so for Kyle at obviously Daytona, I think he's never experienced radio communication, so that's why we're actually practicing that for him for the Daytona race itself. So yeah, me communicating with him about his driving, but more importantly about how he communicates back is key. Because you know, sometimes at Daytona you have a spotter that gives you good information when you're on the banking of when you're passing, how cleanly you have to get past the traffic. So yeah, it's good practice for him for the race itself, just on communication. Again, remember the braking zone here, like last time. We've had a good look at the lap times from last year in terms of qualifying and the pace of the race. And on the sim at the moment, we're within 3/10 of what the guys done last year. So it's quite representative on one of grip, one of straight line speed, and obviously references as well. So we've actually had a good look at a YouTube clip from last year on marker boards, on curbs, etc. on the track. So we've tried to really make it as realistic as possible, so that when Kyle does go there in January for the test, everything's quite representative when he gets there. There's a lap time and there's references as well. Really good first split, that's your best so far today. Really good, 7/10 quicker than the last lap. Wow, yeah, really good. So far, yeah. So we've actually done a few different things today. We've actually put more tyre grip on the car to try and get him to experience a new tyre, a new slick tyre. So just in case he does do qualifying, to let him really feel that grip level. But also we've actually taken that back off now, and he's actually matched what he done earlier on the slightly harder tyre, shall we say. So yeah, that's his best time so far today, and I think it's for Kyle as well. He's not done a lot of simulation stuff before, so it takes a good hour to get into how the sim actually feels. But he seems to now be more consistent, but actually he's piecing the lap together, which also means that he's doing a good lap time as well. So yeah, it's all heading in the right direction for sure.
I chose Minis because it was probably the best series in Scotland. I never raced before, started racing the Minis, and yeah, I've never really tried anything out with Minis, so jumping in the simulator there just now, driving a GT4 car, it was pretty like, wow, this is quick. But I seem to adapt to it pretty quickly, as Jonny said, so let's just see what happens at Daytona. I work offshore. I work for an oil company over in Africa and Angola, and I was fortunate enough this year to be allowed to come home to race the 3 rounds that I was going to be missing. I've raced for 6 years, this is my 7th season, and I've never competed in a full season before. And this year I got the opportunity to do a full season. And
how did you go in those 3 rounds?
We won all the races. So I think in total this year we raced 20 races. We had 18 podiums, 15 wins. So yeah, it was an awesome season for us. Yeah, we fly from Aberdeen to London or Paris, and then from there over to Luanda. It's about an 8.5-hour flight, and then I'll spend a month on the rig. We look after the BOP, the blowout preventer. It's going to be on the seabed when the guys are drilling. So we obviously we can't maintain that if it's in the water, but we maintain all the surface equipment that looks after the BOP. Of course, I'd rather be a racing driver, but that has to fund the racing. So all the guys have been great. Obviously, I've been going out to the rig because I've not been able to do a month. I've been flying home to do a week, to come home for a week, do a race, and then flying back to the rig. So everyone's like, "Where's he going?" You know. Other guys are like, "Oh, it's awesome. You've been given an awesome opportunity this year, so we can grab it with both hands."
Middle or to the end of the race, there's one line through the chicane, and if you go too hot into the chicane and you catch the marbles, which is literally from the middle of the road outwards, catch the marbles, it's like a different car. You get sucked nearly onto the grass. So the key is to be mindful to keep a tighter line. You know, as you take the first left curb, as you come through the middle part, keep the car no more than middle of the road. If you go a bit too hot and you go wandering past the middle, you catch the marbles, you're going to lose so much exit speed as well off of that. You'll get up here to walk this and see this, and walk the kink and see basically areas that you might have references for. It might be something, I think, off memory, there's a curb that runs on the right hand side. Where the curb finishes is roughly where you can brake as well,
okay,
or where it starts. So again, just walk that, and more importantly, see this and see where all the broken tarmac is on the way through. And the rest of it is all pretty straightforward.
The car just ran great all year. I had 2 guys, Tim and Barry. They prepared the car for me. My father, he'd done all the body work. He's a carpenter. But all my sponsors, William Nicol, AK System Solutions, Quality Foods, Norscott, Mini Spares.
You should be working for Zach Brown. How have you found so many sponsors?
Yeah, I mean, I've been so lucky up in Aberdeen. I've got a lot of friends and family, and they've got behind me, and without these guys I wouldn't be able to do it. And this year, going away and winning the Sunoco Challenge and the Mini Challenge was great to be able to go back to them after 7 years of racing and say thank you very much. I've done what my dream was, to win a championship.